Welcome to Spotlight Gulf Coast, a weekly showcase of people and events across South Mississippi. Sponsored by the IP Casino Resort and Spa, Mississippi Power Company, Weichert Realtors Gulf Properties, and Butch Ostolet Autoplex.
Hi, this is Todd Trenchard, Executive Director of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi, thanking you for joining us for another segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast right here on WXXV. Each week we're coming into your living room talking about what's going on all across South Mississippi, and we want to thank our sponsors for this generous opportunity. Today we're joined by Miss Alina Goldin, and Alina, I just met you a couple weeks ago, and under a mutual friend, Missy Dombrowski at the Beau Rivage, and I was blown away because I saw a little mini me that was very passionate.
I'll take that as a big compliment. Thank you.
Well, I usually stop. I think I told Amanda that after. So, wow. I mean, she's really done a lot of homework, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. But tell us a little bit about your upbringing, how you came here to the coast, and what eventually led to this idea, the Den.
Right. Okay. So I moved down to the coast in 2009 after meeting my husband in Atlanta. We moved down here, and I didn't know a single person, just the family, and just became a mom right away, and was a stay-at-home mom, and was really busy bringing up a little boy and then a little girl, and got really active in the community just with several other nonprofits. Worked a little bit with Marcia Dimes, worked a little bit with American Red Cross, and then what led into Junior Auxiliary for 6 years, became president of that, and then became active in my kids' school after they became older in elementary school. And then I just kind of decided that, you know, those chapters were kind of closing off in my life, and I just wanted to start something bigger, trying to give back to the community as much as I can.
And that idea, I guess, probably swirled around your head for a little bit, and then all of a sudden the light bulb goes off.
Absolutely. It was a natural process, and I've always said if it organically happens, it's meant to be. This opportunity was kind of put on my lap, and with all the different tasks that I've done with every other organizations, I've kind of taken all of my skills that I've learned and put it all into the Den.
Let's talk a little history of where it's at, the footprint, and why all of a sudden you were sort of put in that position. I mean, the family owns that piece of property.
Right. So from what I've been told, Bayview was one of the first communities in Gulfport, and where the Den is located was part of Westminster Academy, which was a well-known private school back, many moons ago, and is located right in the heart of Bayview, located right by Bayview Elementary. Lots of moving parts around that area, and Hope Academy, which also the family owns, has part of the campus where Westminster used to be. And this fine arts building, which consists of a gym, an auditorium, and 6 different classrooms, has really been sitting vacant for about 6 years. And we just kind of had this vision of, I walked in and I was like, oh my gosh, this room can be this, and this room can be this. And just had this vision that we can really do great things for the community all in one location.
And nothing, I always say this, nothing is original. We've seen something in our past that make us think that, we can do something like this. And as you were talking, I thought of 2 locations. The Mary C was one.
Right.
The Mary C would be a place where people all came together. And the other was the Interactive Center in Pascagoula, which I had just a very personal connection when we built that, put it all together, an old building that we refurbished and turned into something that could be an educational project, for kids, and to this day has done just that. When you first looked at the project, it's not what it's looking like today, obviously.
No.
You said probably, wow, we got a little work to do here.
Right. Everyone thought I was kind of crazy. The building needed a lot of work. And it definitely took a team effort of trying to get things started as quickly as possible. I had a wonderful attorney that helped me get nonprofit status. It took a few months to get that. And from getting our nonprofit status in July to opening the doors in September, on September 12th, it was about 6 weeks. We had to rip out some dilapidated walls, change the floors, paint, do a couple of things. And we have 3 established businesses that are currently facilitating classes inside the Den.
Okay, and so you had this idea, this vision, but you see that it took a little bit of work. You want to be a nonprofit, so you're starting to do a little checklist. You're knocking them out. I think by the time that we met, you had already taken it out to a mutual friend, Jacqueline.
Right.
And Jacqueline Bordeaux put you together a marketing piece, and you had it all laid out, and it's
right.
pretty professionally done. I mean, normally that doesn't come about for years.
Right. Jacqueline literally, she came in there. She was one of the first people that walked through there. And I was like, Jacqueline, this is my vision.
Right.
And she went into my head and really kind of made the vision on paper. She went in, because I'm not a talented graphic designer like she is, but she really saw what was in my head and kind of placed it out on paper for me so I could give it, distribute it around the community.
And then you just started going around, and always, we were talking this morning, it starts with people you know. I mean, it's going to be somebody that you probably did something else with, and what do you think? And so you've taken it out to the community, and the response has been very good.
Very good.
And probably overwhelming. It's now, how do you get the building completed so you can meet
Right.
the need? Because obviously it's a great project and a great idea, but it does have some challenges when you're doing that. I mean, when you're dealing with an old building, you got to bring it up to certain standards. And
Right. So the building is about 50 years old. I don't have the exact date of it, but it's around 50 years old. It's not ADA compliant. And I really want this, the Den, to be a building for everybody. I'm going to try to change out the bathrooms to make them more handicap accessible. Having more restrooms. We actually need 7 bathrooms in there. Currently, we only have 4. So we'll have to add a few more restrooms in there. It's a 12,000 square foot building. So we need some more restrooms and a little bit updating to get it really where I want it to be.
I know that if you need any reminder of just how established and old that neighborhood is, go around the corner and see the filling station, which stops you on a dime
Right.
because you're a kid. Going back when they actually came out
And filled it up for you.
right, and they washed your windows and did all that.
Right.
I don't see many of those. Usually those buildings are all
Right.
gone. But obviously it's an older neighborhood, but it's very cemented in people's mind. Now, we're going to go to a short commercial break. We're going to come back. We're going to have Amanda join us, and we're going to get into a little bit of a discussion about some of the programs that you're thinking, because again, there's so many different things that you could do with this, and you don't want to get too far ahead of the game because people are going to come forward.
Right.
But at the same time, we do need to maybe sort of use this venue to, show what the vision is, for people. And we're hoping people will, come out and either support or lend a hand or have some suggestions.
All of the above, yes.
Right. All right. We're going to take a short commercial break. Again, we're talking with Alina Goldin. We're talking about the Den in Bayou View.
Bayou View.
And we're going to come back and we're going to talk a lot more about that. So don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We're joined by Amanda Ray. Amanda, you were able to come over and see the location for the first time, with me. And, again, you have multiple, I guess, educational schools that are right there. And it took a little bit for us to, find it, but then you explained to us, a little bit about how the road, you've got a lot of detail going into this thing. This is not just building a room, painting a room.
Right.
I love the location.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That was definitely the highlight of everything when it started. There's just doing demographics. There's about 7,000 children within a 5-mile radius of the Den.
Wow.
So there's tons of kids, and the idea is not only opening it up to children. It's going to be open to adults and senior citizens and handicap accessible to all needs, as well as homeschool kids during the day.
Mm-hmm. And I know with your past experience at the Y, same thing.
Right.
You had them from little children to older adults, and I think that's what actually built the Y.
Yep, exactly.
Into the old Y was just, we went swimming there and it was a place to go. but now it has so many programs that it's from birth all the way to.
Well, that's immediately what I thought whenever I came into the den. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to, sit down with Alina more to figure out how we could partner, what we can do to help the den, because it's such an asset to the Gulfport community. It's such a need. And I'm just so excited to see what the future holds for the den and what kind of things we can offer for the community. I think it's great.
Thank you. And you hit the nail right on the head with saying that offering different activities under one roof is kind of the idea behind it. Was, as a mom, we're traveling all over the coast to take our kids here and take our kids there. What if everything was under one roof at the same time, where your son can take a martial arts class and your daughter can take a dance class, and you as a parent, instead of sitting there, can eventually go into a kitchen, cook dinner, bring dinner home, and have dinner as a family after all the activities are done. So that was really the backstory behind the whole process of the den.
I love that. So tell us a little bit about what programs you're offering right now at the den.
So currently right now we have 3 very established businesses that have come onto the den. We have Cheer Zone Athletics that opened their 4th location with us. Callie's Steps it's her 2nd location with us. She's been in Biloxi for 43 years, as well as Pruitt Martial Arts that has a location currently in Ocean Springs and is on board with us as well. We're opening up Huntington Learning Centers coming on board to offer tutoring, and then eventually we'll be adding multiple programs after that. We have Irish Dance coming in November. They're coming on board to do a 6-week series class. So there's going to be lots of things happening.
Right. I know when, the Mary C was forming, and this is quite a long time ago now, though, we started thinking about, by having a theater, we may be bringing in like a play or something like that. And then when we started really thinking about it, we could use that same play if it was brought in from out of town and do it somewhere else on the coast, and would help share the cost and, it become a cultural center. And that's what it basically became. I know somewhere down the road you have that sort of vision that could be something that sort of runs itself, and we're working with everyone across the coast, not just Bayou View, but they'll come from all over. Build it and they will come.
That's right. That's right. Rome wasn't built in a day. Yes, absolutely. It's opportunities. I have talked to so many people about theater, about art, about music, foreign languages, etiquette classes. I mean, you name it, we're going to have it. And my idea has always been, if I can find somebody to teach the class, we're going to have the class because we have the space to do it.
Right. Now, when we went over and toured the building, you've accomplished an incredible amount of work, and you certainly have some other needs. And those, like anything else, you're dealing with an older building. What would be some of the needs that maybe come to mind, just right off the top? Money. Right.
Money would be huge. Definitely the restrooms are the main thing on the agenda. To fix up the current bathrooms, to add 3 more restrooms, to move the dance studio upstairs, where we haven't even tackled because there's no restrooms upstairs. Move the dance studio upstairs. The current dance room is going to be a culinary center. So we'll have full kitchen in there to do classes, baking classes, cooking classes, cake decorating. I mean, I've talked to so many people that are so eager to learn that, type of thing. And then really just remodeling it. And the rest is really all cosmetic. There's really not much that has to be done structurally. It's all just making a 50-year-old building look, like it was built in 2022.
Right.
Which you've done a great job so far.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's very impressed.
And we will certainly want to put that out there, that if there is a contractor out there, if there is someone out there that has a specialty in this, I mean, you certainly would love to talk to them.
For sure.
And that's how you've done what you've done up to this point.
Right. Right.
And again, it can seem like it's a monumental task, but eventually, once people see it, they're going to catch more of the vision. And that's really what we're trying to do at this point.
It's amazing when you walk in. You really feel the history in this building. And I think it's very ironic because the art room that will eventually be the art room was the art room when Westminster was there. The technology room that was the technology room will be the technology room here coming up. So it's just very ironic. Like I said before, it was kind of placed in my lap and it organically happened because it's kind of meant to be, because that space is there for what I actually needed it for.
Now, you've taken this yourself. I guess you're the marketer. You're the
I'm the everything.
So you go and you sit down with somebody and you ask for feedback, and then you just go from there, and you go from there, and go from there.
I did a community survey when I was waiting on nonprofit status, and I was kind of on a hiatus where I couldn't really go out and ask for money or solicit. I did a community survey that asked the neighborhood and members in Gulfport what they actually wanted, and I'm trying to take that survey and really work with it and bring those type of programs to life. I know nutrition was a very high thing. They wanted child fitness classes. Etiquette was a big thing on there, and obviously any kind of fine arts.
Now, having worked with or been a member of JA, that's sort of a service organization. A lot of people may not know what junior auxiliary is. I take it for sort of granted because we've had them. They're specific to a certain geographical area. And I guess you're talking about Gulfport JA.
Right, yes.
Okay.
I was a member 6 years and a life member now, and president and vice president of finance. And I did that. And they're a fantastic organization, but they mostly work in schools versus, community outreach.
Okay, we're going to take a short commercial break here. We got just a couple of minutes or just a couple seconds before we go to that. And we're going to talk about some of the ideas that you've already implemented and put into place. You have some, I guess, things that are going to be happening here really in the next few weeks.
Next few weeks.
And it's going to start from there and hopefully keep it going.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take a short commercial break. We're going to come back. We're talking about the den. So don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Alina Goldin and Amanda Ray. And Amanda, I know, like I said, we've said this before, we talked about when we got out there and came away, I said, let's get involved with this. Let's stop what we're doing. Let's see how we can plug into this. And, this has a lot of similarities to the Y. A lot of programs coming together. It's almost like a...
Absolutely. I mean, I immediately thought of the Y, just a place that you could go for... what is it? What did you say that y'all were going to offer with Memorial Hospital?
Oh, a babysitting 101.
Babysitting 101. You could have all kinds of different things going on. Kids fitness classes, senior activities. There's so much that you and I have talked about that I'm so excited about this project. So tell me a little bit more about some of the programs recently that you've offered and some of the future programs.
So a few weeks ago, we had a women's self-defense class. That was a sold-out class, a huge hit. I've had several more requests to bring those kind of programs back to the den. We will offer those for sure. We are going to have a child ages 10 to 12, a nutrition class with, I've partnered up with Mississippi State University Extension Services, and they're offering a class called Fun with Foods at the end of November. And then we're offering just all sorts of different enrichment programs because the DEN stands for Dynamic Enrichment Network. And enrichment is just kind of different kind of collaborative ideas that grow your mind and body.
I love that.
Yeah, and I guess in order to get exposure to the vision, you're going to be putting on some events, and we're talking about the dinner in the dark, and you asked me if I wanted to come eat. I said, no, I want to come be the waiter and work it. I think that would be neat to sort of see, from that perspective. But these are ideas that maybe aren't unique to here. You've seen it somewhere. You told us this came from Vegas.
Right. We went, my husband and I and my brother-in-law went to a dinner in the dark, and it was a totally blacked out room. You had no idea what you were eating. And it was just a different experience, something that we just never done before, that we were just like, let's do this. Why not? We have the space. Food Boost Hiccups, they're a fantastic husband and wife duo with fantastic food. Partnered up with them, and we're selling tickets quickly, blindfolding people when they sit down and give them a culinary experience that they've never had before.
Now, when is the event again, and are you sold out? Can people still purchase tickets?
Can still purchase tickets. We're capping it out at about 100 people. There's a few tickets left, so get them as quickly as possible. Dinner in the Dark is November 10th.
Fantastic.
I know that, like I said before, nothing's unique ideas. You saw this in Vegas. I remember in New Orleans, a place called Anything Goes, where you would sit inside like a helicopter cockpit and eat dinner. while your date was going on some
Right.
little,
Oh, wow.
just something like that. Or, you had a Viking meal where you had to drink every time
Oh, nice.
the thing was.
You're giving me
the
lots of
time.
ideas.
Yeah. But, bringing that here to Gulfport and to the Gulf Coast,
Right.
I think it is something that, does sort of grow on itself.
Right.
Because somebody's going to come to this and going to say, I saw.
And then give me other ideas, for
Right.
sure.
I think we get so stuck in just the normalcy.
Right. Let's branch out. 2 days after, on November 12th, we have the Crescent Circus. It's a husband and wife duo. They've been featured on The Tonight Show. They live in New Orleans, and they're coming in town, and he's a magician, and they do some acrobatics and some comical things. And it should be fun. It's family friendly. All ages are welcome, and it's on November 12th.
I think but that's also good for their business in New Orleans.
For
because
sure.
they're going to go back somebody's going to call you. And that's how, this all gets going.
Yes.
I mean, you just got to get it going, and they're going to take it back to where they come from. And, I'm excited about it because I know that these projects can work. And I know the hard part is coming up with the idea and getting it going.
Right.
Because it's the obstacle of, wow, I have so much to do. But you're starting to see little headway.
Right.
And
The feedback from the community has just been so wonderful. I've been very, very blessed with just people reaching out for ideas or emailing me and saying, hey, I want to teach yoga for you, or whatever it may be. Just the positivity of just being in a community and just having people outreach to me has just been wonderful.
If somebody wanted to get more information, how are they contacting or learning about the Den?
Sure. Our website is www.thedenms.com. You can email me straight from there. The phone number is on there, so feel free to call with any kind of ideas. Or on Facebook, and anytime there's a class, we post it on there, and people can sign up straight through the link that I post on Facebook.
So you have a discussion part of your page where if somebody wants to write down things, you'll answer those.
Absolutely.
And, it's one of the, I guess, benefits of social media. You don't have to have this huge budget to get your message out there.
That's
you
right.
put it out there, and you may have to weed through some of the crazies.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, social media, it's amazing what you've done and accomplished with no marketing, just social media, word of mouth, going around talking to friends, sitting down with us and talking, and now we're so excited.
Thank you.
I look forward to future events, fundraisers at the Den, anything we can do to help. So,
And I
Thank
know
you.
that, it also needs to be stressed that you don't have this major corporate budget here. You're doing this all out of a passion.
Right. Absolutely.
So you're not drawing this six-figure salary.
No, not at all.
you actually installed the floors.
We did
Correct
install.
yourself. Mhm.
Not ourselves. I had a good friend of ours owns a company in Gulfport, and they came out and knocked it out in 2 days, ripped up old
Wow.
floors and put down new ones.
I think I need to, we just got a couple minutes, but we need to go back to some specifics of some things that you may need. And you talked about bathrooms, I guess the plumbing, just the setup, bringing it into the 21st, 22nd century
Right.
is a little different than it was. There are codes that you have to follow and
For
things like that. So I guess you want to throw that ball out there and not, just anybody show up and like you don't want me building your bathroom. I can
For
assure
sure.
you.
Absolutely. I have the plans already done. Those have been donated to me. So I have everything on paper. We just need to come and get those back to life. The current girls and boys bathroom is going to be converted. So the girls bathroom is going to be a handicap accessible. The boys will be 2 unisex bathroom. We'll add another bathroom on the other side of the building and probably 2 restrooms upstairs to give us a total of 7. And then we will do that. That'll be phase 2. We've already opened up phase 1. And then phase 3 will be the culinary, and we'll be done after that and just rocking and rolling. So any donations, anybody willing to help, we'll be happy to talk to them.
And we'll certainly, we've just got about 30 seconds left, but we're going to have you back on the show, and we're going to periodically, bring everybody, up to speed on that. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
coming
Thank you
over
for
at
having
short
me.
notice here. And,
No problem.
Wasn't that bad.
No, thank you. You
Appreciate
calmed my
it.
nerves, so thanks.
We appreciate everybody's support of the Baker Foundation of South Mississippi. Until next time, this is Todd Trenchard with Amanda Ray saying so long and may God bless.